Woo! Man, what a day of football in Baltimore, Maryland. I keep trying to be mad, but instead I just keep laughing. If only someone saw this coming. Whew. Are you guys going to keep blaming the refs, or is this enough for you? I'll give you a couple seconds. Are you going to keep blaming the refs? Are you going to blame it on the Brandon Stevens pass interference, which I agree 50-50 call. This game never should have come down to that play. That's the difference. The scheme of this football team, anything the refs do should not be coming into play, or for me, cannot even come into play because we are executing so poorly. We did it against the Chiefs. That game was not a 7-point game. It was a 7-point game only by the scoreboard. They dominated us. Let me say first, shout out Antonio Pierce, man. I'm really happy for him. He has brought that old school Oakland grind back to the Raiders. For the most part, seeing Vegas on the schedule, that was just a chalkboard W for most of the league. Even though they were never outright terrible, it was just a boring team, nothing to really worry about. And now they're tough. That defense is mean. That D line is something. And if you want to get right on offense, apparently you just got to come to the bank and play the Ravens. 45 straight games the Raiders lost when they trailed by 10 in the fourth quarter. I believe that's the stat that they put on the TV. 45 straight games were losses that they trailed by 10. Not anymore. They got right against us. This is a complete failure from the top down. Also, there was a point in this game, unlike last week, I actually thought the Ravens were about to win. We never went up 2 touchdowns. What was it, like 23-13? That tracks, right? It was something like that. Derrick Henry had just scored the Wildcat touchdown, which 2024, and we're still, I guess because he's thrown passing touchdowns at points in his career, that's the only defense for that. I can't stand the Wildcat. Line up and run your play. If you can't run the ball for 2 yards with Lamar and Derrick Henry, well, actually, no, we can't because the O-line is trash. I don't even think it's too early to say it. Now, this season could go along. If they stay healthy, which doesn't happen, no offensive line in the league stays healthy. But if some way the Ravens' offensive line stays healthy and went the whole season and really started to mesh, maybe this could be, still a playoff team. This team ain't making the playoffs with the O-line playing like this. It's over. So I don't think it's too early to say. If they don't make a trade for an upgrade, either at tackle or guard, I'm going to let the true football minds figure that out. But it's got to be one of them. And I would be fine using a first-round pick for it because the rest of the team's talented. The O-line is holding back everything we're trying to do. And management willingly let this happen. Nelson Aguilar does not need to be on this team making any money. You didn't have to sign Derrick Henry. I liked it. You did not have to spend $10 million a year on a running back. It was 2 for 20, right? I'm just going to go lifestyle. I'm sorry. 8-year, 2 for 16. Still, you didn't have to do it. We've been getting along with Gus Edwards, Justice Hill for 6 years. Shout out Justice Hill, always. I'm blanking on the rookie's name. Who's hurt? Keaton Mitchell. Aiken kept popping in my head as I know that's not right. Keaton Mitchell. Made him look like a star last year. Now, again, there was no tape on him. That's ground zero of our problems. Now, if the O line was good and our scheme sucked on top of it, uh, I'd be calling for everyone's jobs. Right now, it's just on EDC. Chiefs Bengals looks like, man, the Bengals have scored a touchdown. That was like a catch to me. Number 80. Bro, Burrow goes to 4-1 against Mahomes. After getting brick walled against the Patriots. Yep. About to be 10-3 Bengals. Meanwhile, we can't beat the Raiders at home. Now, again, I knew this wasn't going to be an easy game. And I actually thought we were going to win. Joke's on me. Is there anything positive I can say? I liked that Lamar didn't have to go into Heisman Super Bowl mode to try and win, but apparently he has to do that. Like if he went crazy, I'm actually, you know what? I don't even know if he would have been able to because the Raiders' defense. But 5 carries today. That was my biggest critique last week, other than the obvious O-line issues, is again because of the O-line, Lamar he looked like he was at Louisville. By the way, that is the correct way to pronounce Louisville. My wife is from Kentucky. She corrected me after all these years saying Louisville, so you guys can get on it. Louisville. It was good to see Mark get some catches again. We had a couple series where, for most teams, you have to run the ball to set up the pass. The Ravens are the complete opposite. We have to get the ball downfield. We have to prove that we can be a downfield threat in order to then make the use of Henry punching people in the mouth. The old school, first of all, he can't get the ball 30 times a game anymore. Let's be real. So the old school version of how Derrick Henry has made his career, it's not happening here. First of all, I don't think he can get the ball that many times anymore. Second, we're not going to give him the ball that many times. It's not going to happen. So we have to figure out a way to make use of him. I thought today was progress. Today, one positive. Today, we had some progress on the use of Derrick Henry, other than the Wildcat thing, which, again, if you want to defend by saying he could throw for a touchdown, fine. Whatever. I had to drink coffee at 5 o'clock on a Sunday watching this team right now. We had Bateman up the seams a couple of times. Zay was open in the middle of the field a couple of times. That was when our offense was at its best. And for a couple series today, that opened up 8, 9, 10-yard runs for Derrick Henry, even if it's 5 a pop. Oh, another Raiders, in case any opposing fans seem to love watching my videos, which I understand. People like other fans giving their point of view on their team and whatnot. Shout out Jacorian Bennett, Maryland, Terps legend. I got to be honest, didn't think he was an NFL player in college. Not only did he make the league, he looks solid. He looks solid out there, so props to him. And props to Antonio Pierce in general with that coaching squad he's putting together. I mean, he is taking this serious. And watching the game, I was like, man, I hope he doesn't get fired in a year because of how atrocious their offense is. Well, can't say that anymore. At least I can't. Other fan bases might be able to. And Minshew's the perfect quarterback for that style. Doesn't let things bother him. He's just going to go out and play. This man, 30 for 38. Gardner Minshew, 30 for 38. Damn. Other positive, the homegrown pass rush, again, continues to be the lone bright spot for me, along with Van Noy, who's out there playing with a broken face. So props to him. It's ironic. Most years, the Ravens have it all put together, and we have to scrap together old veterans just to have some semblance of a pass rush. This year, our pass rush, homegrown, is elite so far. It's been fire. And we can't do anything else. I'm glad I can actually get mad. I'm not fully dead. If you're a fan, it's like, man, you're spoiled. Like, I wish I was a Ravens fan. Look, I get it. I'm a fan of some pretty poverty franchises. None bigger than the Washington Wizards. I get it. But when you live through certain things, as a fan, constant playoff disappointments when you know your team's better than how they play. Consistently, my entire life, this team has lost close games at home that make it so they always have to go on the road in the playoffs. I don't even know if I can complain about that anymore, though, because the Ravens' home field in the playoffs doesn't seem to matter. Got bodied by the Chargers, got absolutely ramrodded against the Titans, ruined my birthday, and completely no-showed against the Chiefs, all at home. And now we're paying Lamar $50 million a year. We've got more weapons around him than we've ever had. And we willingly go into the season with this offensive line. I'm just beside myself. I don't know. Let me check the Steelers score, because I already feel like the Bengals are going to win. This is how it goes. Excuse me. Steelers up 7-0 on the road in Denver. Shout out Denver, one of my favorite cities. Colorado, one of my favorite states. One of the few states I've been to where I'm like, man, I would actually love to live here. I know they're going through some crazy stuff right now, though, so I don't know. Hey, stay safe out there. Oh, man. What's going on with you guys? Let me know in the comments. Shout out to the Ravens fans that told me I was overreacting last week. I hope you guys enjoyed the game today. It's all the refs' fault, right? Oh, the football team beat the Giants. Good on them. I have a lot of friends that are, my dad too, that are Washington football team fans. And that's not a rivalry. Just because your teams live close to each other, if you play once every 4 years, you're not rivals. So I actually like to see the football team do well. Like seeing my friends be happy, you know. The Browns won. All right. So we're going to be in the basement by ourselves. Awesome. Chiefs fans. I know some Chiefs fans are watching this. Oh, it's touchdown Chiefs. Was that Rice again? Sure was. Yeah, I need this Chiefs win bad. I can't be in the basement by myself after 2 weeks. That'd be crazy. Whoo! Patriots. Man, I thought they were going to start 2-0 for a second. Wow, 49ers lost. Sam Darnold lighting it up for Minnesota. That's a tough look for Kirk. The Jets won. Detroit. Wow, good on Tampa. And the Cowboys. Woo! Cowboys. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Cowboys fans, don't worry. We're coming to town. Tom Brady, baby. 4 o'clock, Fox Prime spot. Here come the mighty Ravens. That Raiders team looked like a college team on offense last week. I need you guys to understand that. Against Jim Harbaugh, who, great football coach, has not coached an NFL game in 10 years, right? Was he at Michigan that long? 9 years. Hasn't coached an NFL game in 9 years. Just rolled up, dub. And they came here and did this. Especially in that second half. In the first half, our defense was typical Ravens football. 9-6, okay. I'm still bummed about the offense. Then we got some things going. It's going to be an old school nasty, dirty Ravens win, which we all grew up with. I'm cool with it, but not when we have this much talent on offense. It's crazy to still be doing this. I can see the pain in my face. It's actually making me sad because I'm looking at myself. It doesn't have to be this way. This is crazy, guys. I still, I still believe. I want to say I still believe. Obviously, I still believe. There's so many games left, but we got to go. Like we're playing Dallas next week. Yeah, they just got clowned, but we can't guarantee any type of performance against anyone right now. And what we saw today, get ready for it against the Browns and Steelers twice this year. I joked last video about how the Steelers are going to beat us 10-9. And Justin Tucker can't kick. Like, if you want the number one sign that we're effed, I try not to cuss anymore on video. Sometimes it's going to happen. If Justin Tucker can't kick beyond 50 anymore, we're cooked. But we're really going to see how much the last 12 years of him being able to be automatic post 50, how beneficial that was to us. Okay, any other specifics from today? I mean, Brandon Stevens was getting worked against Devontae all second half, but he was all on him. I mean, that's just all. That's top five, whatever, top three, whatever you want to call them. All pro receiver work right there. It doesn't get any better than that. I was actually impressed with Stevens in the first half. I wanted to actually shout him out because I believe he drafted him as a safety, and due to injuries, really, he ended up playing corner as his career progressed, and now he's a starting corner for us, and we're willingly saying, "Yeah, you got Devontae." And for the most part, I mean, he was all over him. I know Wiggins didn't play. Apparently, heard on the radio, there's been 3 car accidents right outside the Ravens facility. Just happened to Wiggins this week. I mean, if you want any omen for this, every year there's a team that was supposed to be good and just sucks. We might have to be open to that being us. I know it's so early still. I'm not saying it's going to be us, but whew. Car accidents outside the facility. And we look like this without people being hurt yet, for the most part. I don't even know what I'm looking for next weekend's Dallas. What time we got? Coming up on 20 again. I'm going to wrap this up. I don't even know. I just need the defense to close. We have the most blown leads in the fourth quarter in the NFL in like the last 5 years too. Some stat like that CBS put up, which definitely tracks. I've felt this way after home games, specifically, so many times in the Lamar era. And when I say Lamar era, I'm not saying that as like an anti-Lamar thing. I'm just saying this team is a very different team once Lamar became the quarterback. It's a different era of football. And John Harbaugh is a senile old man. That's what I'll close with. Both those challenges were clear as day. No chance. The first one, in baseball, a manager legitimately has like 15 seconds. For the replay team, he turns around. They have 10 seconds to look at the play and tell him whether or not to challenge it. And then they come back and they tell the ump, no, let's keep playing. The NFL, you have way more time than that. And you have earpieces. You don't even have to give each other hand signals. Who is being employed that thought it was a good idea to challenge either of those plays? Hey, I'll do it. Because to me, I was like, oh, no, play on. Both. Clear as day. I'll do it for $200 a game. Let me know. I'm 20 minutes from the stadium. And yes, I need some money for it. I'm not watching this team. I'm not driving up to the city. and parking and all that for free. I need some money, especially dealing with this coaching staff, apparently. Zach Orr, I love you. You're one of my favorite players when you were playing. That fourth quarter cannot happen. Double team Adams. Let them do anything else. As far as next week goes, our two best drives in the second half. 15-yard plays in the middle of this field, complemented by the run. That's what I want. Please. And then give Lamar specific opportunities. By the way, I really thought, I wasn't even cheering because I was so wow, we're really trash right now. I thought he was about to score on that last play. It was not beyond, I think he had maybe 2 blockers left with 4 defenders. It may have only been 3. We've seen him score in crazier situations. And he kind of gave up on the play, guys. I thought he lateraled way too soon. You got a better chance of staying on your feet and seeing what happens than you do starting the lateral game. But Lamar can still be deadly if it's not easy to predict. Today we barely had any read options. Love it. When Lamar runs, I want it to be natural. And what? He was 5 for 45, right? Yeah. Actually, I can't really count that because that's mostly that last play. Never mind. Forget I said that. Well, it went even longer than last week, but it's no surprise because losing home games to a West Coast team who's traveling and playing you at 1 o'clock. We just lost our home opener to the West Coast team coming over at 1 o'clock, guys. It's always a bad sign when you have a better time watching Maryland than you do watching the Ravens. And that was the case this weekend for me. Always a bad sign. I will see you guys next week after the Dallas game. I'm going to guarantee – no, I can't guarantee it. In years past, I'd do it. I can't guarantee we're going to win. I think we could really start 0-3. Which would – wow. I can't even believe that's in play right now. Because they're not going to be as bad as they were today. They'll come out looking better. I don't think it's crazy to say it's a must-win, though. You can't start 0-3 with this offensive line. That means to close the season, you have to go 10-4 to make the playoffs. And we got that first place schedule now. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the game. Take care of yourselves. Try to get some mental health. Me, myself, on Friday, I took a personal day, and I actually have another channel where I like touring national parks, and I make some videos about that. So if we got any history fans watching this and you want to subscribe to my other channel, I'll link it. It's called Parks with AP. It really gets my mind off of some of this other stuff, work and these teams, man, that we root for. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you in the comments.